A wealthy man decided to leave his entire fortune to his young wife in order to marry a beautiful woman, completely disinheriting his son and relatives. But just as the tycoon was about to sign the will at the crucial moment, the room plunged into darkness followed by gunshots. The moment the lights came back on, the wealthy man was already lying on the ground. However, the shooter was the tycoon's close friend, a one-minded colonel, who claimed he had no choice but to fire in order to stop the killer. Strangely, everyone was eager to confirm the status of the will's signing, showing little concern for the tycoon's injuries. After confirming that the will remained unsigned, everyone present visibly relaxed. At this point, Charlie, the only outsider on the ship, stepped forward. He directed everyone to return to their respective rooms and entrusted the captain to guard the crime scene, preparing to hand it over to shore authorities once they docked. But after Charlie and his wife returned to their room, they immediately began analyzing the case. Since the power outage required inside cooperation, this was likely a collective crime, with the tycoon's son being the prime suspect. Just then, a second gunshot suddenly rang out. The couple hurried to the scene, only to find that the tycoon's son had taken his own life. Fortunately, the cruise ship docked in time, and an experienced detective boarded to take over the case. The detective carefully questioned each person involved, but everyone pointed fingers at the outsiders minus Charlie and his wife. The detective theorized that although Charlie and his wife had no direct interest in the inheritance, they could possibly be hired professional killers. Charlie, inexplicably becoming a suspect, naturally wouldn't sit idly by. He tried to dig for clues from others, only to accidentally discover that every person involved had a motive to kill the tycoon. Just then, a note quietly slipped under the door, instructing them to meet in room 802. To uncover the truth of the case, the couple followed the instructions. Unexpectedly, as soon as they entered the room, the tycoon's personal bodyguard appeared from behind them. It turned out the bodyguard wanted to expose the truth that the one-minded colonel had been concealing. Years ago, the colonel had risked his life to save the tycoon, but when he recovered from his severe injuries, he discovered that his woman had become the tycoon's wife and was already pregnant. However, the woman later died in childbirth complications, and the child she bore also mysteriously disappeared. The bodyguard believed the colonel had harbored deep hatred toward the tycoon for years. But at that moment, knocking sounds came from outside the door. Unexpectedly, just as the bodyguard walked toward the door to open it, he was shot 3 times in succession by someone outside and killed on the spot.